We will now start the regular press conference by the Minister Hayashi.
There is nothing from me at the outset, so we would now like to open the floor for questions. Those of you who have questions, please raise your hand. When you're designated, please come to the nearby microphone and identify yourself by your name and affiliation, then ask the question. Mr. Ueda from Kyodo News. This is Ueda from Kyodo News. I would like to ask a question on midterm election in the United States. The voting will start from the evening Japan time. And for the lower house, the Republican Party may take the majority, and it may also take a majority on the Senate as well. What may be the impact on Japan, please? As for issues to do with the election inside the United States, I would like to refrain from making comments on each item by item. But having said so, Japan-U.S. alliance is unwavering. And as for the importance of the alliance, there is a shared awareness in the Republican as well as the Democratic parties. I don't think the result of the midterm election will have any impact on this importance of the alliance.
Miyahara-san from Mainichi. This is Miyahara from Mainichi. About the International Group of Eminent Persons meeting. The 11th or the 10th or the 11th of December, it seems that it is being planned for that date. Any details for that? Thank you for the question. With regards to the International Group of Eminent Persons, for a group without nuclear weapons, it is planned to be held. A final coordination is being held to be is being conducted in order to hold the meeting at the beginning of December. But when it comes to the details of the inaugural meeting, including the leaders and the experts who will be attending, we're in the final stages of coordinations. We believe that people will be joining the meeting, will be sharing their wisdom across national borders from both countries with nuclear states and non-nuclear states, in order to come up with a specific pathway to realize a world without nuclear weapons, and to have open and free discussions in this regard is important. We will continue to have coordinations in this regard.
Nakamura-san from TBS, please. This is Nakamura from TBS. On the 6th, the COP27 has been opened in Egypt. I have a question on this. The energy crisis because of the Russian aggression against Ukraine is happening, and more than 100 world leaders are gathering, including President Biden of the United States, including the politicians from the Foreign Ministry. How would you participate in the conference, and what kind of close partnership will we be forging with the other countries? As for the politicians, the political officers of the Foreign Ministry, nothing has been decided. Minister of Environment, Minister Nishimura, will be representing the government of Japan to participate, and from Foreign Ministry, the Director General Akahori of Global Issues and others will participate. Climate change issue is a shared crisis for the whole mankind. Therefore, the international community as a whole needs to grapple with the issue. This is an important issue. At the COP27, Japan, upon the result of COP26, we have been strengthening the implementation of the climate change countermeasures, more specifically, based upon the latest scientific knowledge. We have been actively trying to contribute in realizing the mitigations to be strengthened as we move towards the 1.5 degrees Celsius target. As response to the climate change impacts, it is important to have discussion on adaptation as well as loss and damages. Therefore, we would like to share our knowledge that we have gained through our activities in Japan, and we would like to further strengthen climate change countermeasures for the world as a whole. Egypt is in the presidency of COP27. Japan would like to closely work with Egypt and other parties to the conference, and we would like to aim for ambitious result on a balanced basis for mitigation the adaptation as well as the loss and damages. Mr. Azahari from Pan Orient News, please.
Thank you. Khaldoon Azhari, Pan Orient News, Harvey, Japan. My question is about the sanctions in general. The sanctions adopted against certain countries have not been effective in bringing these countries to their knees as hoped by those who applied it. For example, despite sanctions against Russia, Russia still is an effective player globally, and other sanctions destroyed the infrastructure of some countries and didn't lead to any change in their policies. Would Japan still believe in the effectiveness of sanctions to solve international disputes like the one between Russia and Ukraine? Thank you.
Russia's aggression on Ukraine is an unilateral attempt to change the statu quo by force. It is an outrageous act that shakes the very foundation of the international order, not only in Europe but also in Asia. We must show that they need to pay a high price for such actions. Japan, together with the international community such as G7 nations, is implementing stringent measures, especially such as sanctions to individuals and organizations, and sanctions in the financial sector such as freezing bank assets and export-import ban or embargo. And as such, we have seen a decrease in manufacturing of weapons. For example, we are seeing somewhat of an impact. As for Russia, they are insisting that the sanctions against Russia is leading to high food and energy prices and supply shortage, and therefore causing serious harm to the international economy. But the sanctions are not targeting food, and therefore it is clear that these are a result of Russia's aggression. Russia must stop its aggression as soon as possible. We will collaborate with the international community, including G7 nations, and we will implement strong sanctions.
From TV Asahi, Sawai-san, please. This is Sawai from TV Asahi. The Iran working closely with Russia. I would like to question on this. Last week, the foreign minister of Iran has admitted that Iran has provided drones to Russia. And there is the coordination amongst the G7 countries. As the foreign ministerial meeting, that we need to impose economic costs on such a country has been mentioned in the statement. Does Japan considering to have sanctions on Iran? Now, with the Iranian drone, as said, is attacking Ukraine by Russia, and there has been many citizens that have been sacrificed, and we are gravely looking at the situation at the G7 Foreign Ministerial for Iran. We will continue to ask for immediate stop to any assistance to Russia in its aggression against Ukraine, and Japan would like to once again strongly condemn that Iran has provided drones to Russia. Japan, in the Japan-Iranian summit, which was conducted in September, we would like to take every opportunity possible to have exchange of views on the Ukrainian situation with Iran, so that Iran would be able to play a constructive role with the regional and international community's peace and stability, and we would like to continue to approach Iran on this. At this moment in time, I would like to refrain from prejudging on any issue to do with the sanction in Iran. We need to consider various different things.
TBS Nakamura, I have a follow-up question to the related question on COP27. So, Director General Parliamentary Minister Akimoto is also planning to attend the meeting. Could I confirm this? I would like to reiterate once again that nothing has been decided with regard to that. If there are no further questions, we would like to conclude the session. Thank you.